Good day, I am Adventure Argonaut. This is Tantei Jinguji Saburo, High to Diamond, Ashes and Diamonds. I'm just thinking of the title of the game suddenly, like what does the Ashes and Diamonds refer to? I guess it's like the inheritance was the diamonds. But yeah, let's see. Is my streams working? Like suddenly it's like when I first started playing this game, I was like, of course, it sort of refers to the inheritance stuff. It's like now, it's like, yes, like not so much ash. Has anything burnt down or anything? Not really. No. I haven't found any diamonds. Like, of course, yeah, some people have found their inheritance, or maybe the Iwamoto. Was it Iwamoto, the brother? Maybe he will actually inherit diamonds once it's discovered what's his inheritance. But I think my streams are all functional right now. Yes. So yeah, what last time we did do actual stuff, we achieved something, which is like well he went to police, right? What's his name? Sasatsuka and Airi, she I guess ran away, but we sort of let her do it. I wonder if we have enough evidence now to sort of make sure that Yonaguni doesn't take over the Ivasho real estate. So yeah, okay, let's play. Finally, I'm starting to feel comfortable. I'm sitting in my chair in the study smoking a cigarette. Thanks to this, my thinking has become clearer. Fraud case against the Tova Group, which also involved Ivasho Real Estate's multi-story parking garage. They succeeded in we succeeded in getting one of the perpetrators, Sasasuka, to turn himself in, but cannot be said that the full picture of the incident has been revealed yet. That the incident and the Yonaguni attending the Ivasho Real Estate shareholders meeting. What kind of connection is there? Let's organize the facts again and think about it. I guess the incident meaning the real estate scam, or the inference time real estate, or land grab. That's the thing. That's the word. So first, the scam that Airi orchestrated against the Tova Group. So is the possibility that she's complicit with Yonaguni. So far, there's no clear evidence of a relationship between Yonaguni and Airi, but the relationship is still highly suspicious. Airi, as the person in charge of the Airi introduced Yonaguni to be in charge of the land acquisition negotiations. That's basically what it says. Since it's not clear what Airi gained from the scam. I think it's because Yonaguni is somehow very close to her. Whether it's brother, lover, or something like that. We may have to consider that Yonaguni had a purpose in committing fraud, and Airi is the collaborator. So why did Yonaguni and the others plan the fraud? I still can't see the reason clearly. Let's take a moment to summarize the facts that are known about the land grab of Yonaguni. First of all, the like when Yonaguni started the land speculation, or when he got involved. So what is the first thing that happened relating to Yonaguni's land grab? So was the first option, the land was handed over to Tosai Real Estate, right? Yeah. He became the owner of the speculated land. Introduced to Fuse by Airi. So yeah, I guess this is the first thing, yeah. The land was speculated with the money provided by Fuse. Received a request from Fuse. So I guess it has to be Airi introduced Yonaguni. That's the first thing, of course. Then what was the second thing that happened to Yonaguni in relation to land grabs? Well, the land was handed to Tosai Real Estate. That happened soon, but it's the really second thing. Of course, it could be like, I don't know, it's like, how specific do we have to go with the order? Because of course you could say that it's the he received a request from Fuse. Like, surely he won't do anything for Fuse before he makes a request. Hey, can you do this for me? So that this isn't very clear. I guess it has to go. So I guess he got the money. I don't know. Is it like he got the money from Fuse? Is that the thing? Then, so the third thing that happened to the land grabs, because shouldn't there be one point when the I guess now, yeah, I guess it's this one. So he became the owner of the speculated land. Then the fourth thing that happened to Yonaguni, and then he handed it over to Tosai Real Estate. Then okay, this is really tedious. Like, we have to put all the shit in the right order. So I guess it's this one. He got the request. It's like, I don't know if it makes any freaking like matters that. Like, of course, if he got the money, he always gets also gets the request. So I think it's very redundant. Like, I really hate this. This is more like, this doesn't test whether I understand what's happening in the case. It's like a test at school. Like, what does the teacher want me to answer? I fucking despise. Triggered. So he gained the land himself, and the last that he gave it to Tosai Real Estate. It's like this. So is it like this? Let's see. It has to be right. That's it. The flow is roughly like this. It's like, I don't know, like it's sort of like forcing you to tie your shoelaces in the beginning of the game. It's like I think that's the kind of stuff that you should be, should be self-evident that the character can take care of. Like that. Maybe you're just like, oh, put on the shoes, but I don't want to fucking play a mini game with convoluted controls of tying your shoelace. That's how I feel like right now. So Yonaguni has already completed land acquisition in 3 locations. The only benefit Yonaguni gains from this process is probably compensation for work. It's hard to imagine he would have planned such a risky scam just for that reward. Yeah, and if Airi already, like, she instigated Sasatsuka to scam Towa Group, and Yonaguni is also like close to her, like Yonaguni might get in trouble for the scam as well, because if the association between her and Yonaguni and Airi becomes clear to Towa, then he'll be in trouble. So yeah, I guess it's not clear like what do they actually want. My guess is still that Yonaguni is somehow related to Kobayakawa-san's former business associate who stole their money or something, and maybe to the parking lot. The one is still owned by Iwasho. So the land for the multi-story parking lot has not been acquired. The funds will remain in Yonaguni's hands. So maybe there are actually diamonds in that land or something. Yeah, maybe the business associate of Kobayakawa buried some diamonds in that land somewhere, but then he was pissed when Kobayakawa gave the land to Iwasho Real Estate. Maybe that's it. So anyway, he probably intended to use that money when he made the takeover offer to Real Estate 2 months ago. They probably only have the funds on hand because they were turned down by Iwasho Real Estate. If attending Yonaguni shareholders meeting is the purpose of selling the park, the car park, Yonaguni must be seriously aiming for the multi-story parking lot. The funds given to him by Fuse are likely to be used for the acquisition. So what Yonaguni gains from the fraud is the remuneration for the work and temporary land ownership. Is that all? Even if I think about it again, I don't really see the purpose. However, there's something that's bothering me. The multi-story parking lot. The difference between the multi-story parking lot and the other properties that have been subject to land speculation. There's a big difference. So let's think about it carefully. First, let's consider what is the common to 3 locations that have been subject to land speculation, but not the multi-story parking garage. So what connects the 3? The place of the land. Well, of course, they are all in different locations, even they are very close to each other. See, it's like, this is like a correct answer, but I doubt it's the correct answer. Yakuza involvement. Well, that's technically also true. Even real estate is involved. Well, this is true. Like only to the one that's different. The building is dilapidated. I don't think that's. I guess it's the Ivasha real estate stuff. Still gonna save. So I haven't heard that Ivasha real estate had anything to do with the other 3 land speculations. So this is the difference. What is common to the 3 areas that have been subject to land speculation? Okay. So this is just the other way. Like, so what's common between the 3 other lands are dilapidated then? Is that it? I don't remember, because some of the places were like the building where we actually went inside, so yeah, that's dilapidated, and there's another one, but I don't remember the third space. Others, okay. So the 3 areas. Like, it's mafia, right? That's it. And these questions are a bit too vague, I think. Like, 3 locations that have been subject to land speculation involve Yakuza gangs such as the Meiji-gumi. Yeah, the original order was the Meiji-gumi. Okay, and it said that both buildings were dilapidated and about 30 to 40 years old. Unlike the multi-story parking lot, which is only 13 years old. Okay, so the Yakuza have no involvement. It seems that the land grab is being carried out based on the fake station development plan. The story goes that Airi specified the location of the proposed subway entrance, which is the target of land speculation. Like, I don't think there's a specific reason they were chosen like that. There must be some kind of intention. It's the multi-story parking lots, surely. As for the 3 locations where land has already been speculated. Apparently the acquisition itself was easy because the building was old. But the tenants were involved with the Yakuza such as the Meiji-gumi. Toba avoided conducting land acquisition negotiations on its own. If Yonaguni was involved from the beginning in creating the fake development plan, I don't sense any intention here. It's highly likely that the aim of the Yonaguni fraud was to obtain funds for land acquisition. So why did they choose these 3 places? To get closer to Meiji-gumi, or like for his own purposes? I'm wondering, like, I don't think Yonaguni himself has any interest in Meiji-gumi, but maybe he wants to like drive a wedge between the 2 mafia groups or Yakuza groups, so then they wouldn't pay so much attention, because I think he wants the parking lot, but unless it's like his own reasons. Let's try this one. Could it be that he was trying to get them to ask him for help? Okay. Maybe I misunderstood this. If the Meiji-gumi and other Yakuza gangs had not been involved, the Towa-gumi might have been involved in the land grab. I do it directly. Because of his job, Yonaguni might know where the Yakuza are involved in Kabukicho. He deliberately pitted the Yakuza against each other so that the land grabbing negotiation would come to him. Yeah. So in that case, it takes a lot of courage. It seems like something the guy could do. However, Yakuza are not involved in the multi-story parking garage. Last night, Fuse said that he entrusted the land grab for the multi-story parking lot to Yonaguni as a side project. In other words, the parking garage was not Fuse's motivation for requesting Yonaguni construction. In fact, Fuse said it was if it had only been a multi-story parking garage, they would have been happy to do the land speculation themselves. So why did Yonaguni choose a multi-story parking lot as the target for land speculation? Wait. Maybe it's a simpler story than this. Why was the multi-story park garage chosen? It was a real estate stock. Ownership of multi-story parking lot. I think it's this one. Fraud, defraud Tozai real estate. Nothing in particular, so I guess the ownership thingy. Yeah. If or maybe isn't the multi-story parking lot itself the purpose of Yonaguni? I figured this out like a week ago at least. I'm just saying it's not that it was quite obvious before we knew about the fake station construction plans and all that stuff. If so, the multi-story car park and the other 3 locations, that's the difference. Fraud against Towagumi was to gain ownership of the multi-story parking garage. Other properties will be entrusted to Yonaguni by Fuse. So it's like a distraction to disguise the real purpose. If you think about it like that. Is that really true? So the multi-story parking lot was built when it was built. It's going to be handed over to Tozai Real Estate immediately. Like the other property, so that means it's not gonna be. If it's acquired to land speculation, and if it's handed over to Tozai Real Estate, I guess it's the question whether it's gonna be handed immediately. I don't think there's any point in going that far. What Yonaguni will get will likely be a temporary ownership of the multi-story parking garage. Yeah, because there's some diamonds or something hidden there. What is the point of temporarily acquiring ownership? It might be worth looking into what that means. A new path is opening up in the stalled investigation. Unlike the office, there are things scattered around, blah 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 blah. It would be best to sort it out. Well, yeah, you'll never do that. I opened the door to the study. Yoko greeted me. Sensei, have you had a bit of rest? I've calmed down quite a bit. That's good. Please don't push yourself too hard. I'm fine. I hadn't slept a wink since yesterday, but strangely I didn't feel tired. Because of speed and coke. This is also because I'm so tense. Whatever it is, there's no problem with today's investigation. Let's continue the investigation. Yoko-kun, there's something I'd like to ask you. Today, how's your investigation going? There's nothing in particular planned. It seems that Iwamoto-san and his team won't be able to get away from work today. The heritage investigation is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Is that so? And then can I have a request? What's that? I'd like to use you to do some research on the multi-story car park. Car park from Iwasho Real Estate. Whatever it is fine. I'd like to gather information about the place. Why was that multi-story parking lot included in the land acquisition plan? I would like to confirm if there's anything that could be the reason for this. I'll ask Yoko to do a little research for now. I understand. She gladly accepted my request. Sensei. She said to me as she just remembered something. You were in your study when Kurita called. Kurita? Yes. I called for you through the door several times, but I guess I didn't notice because I was sleeping, I think. I was completely lost in thought and absorbed in the work. Kurita said it wasn't particularly urgent. He was just waiting for the investigation report. The report has been delayed for a couple of days. Iwasho Real Estate's general shareholders meeting is just a day after tomorrow. Something, I guess it's making him impatient because nothing has been reported. Do you think you can bring any good news to Kurita-san? Yoko looked up at me. Good news. Gospel. Just bring the gospel of Jesus Christ and you don't need the company. The good news for Kurita would be that he can prevent Yonaguni from attending the general shareholders meeting. If they could prove that Yonaguni had a connection with the Towagumi gang, they could refuse him attendance, the meeting under articles of incorporation of Iwasho Real Estate. Because he's, has bad connections or something. I can't say I have concrete evidence to support the relationship. Is it possible to pursue Yonaguni with the information we have so far? If I go to Kurita, I'd like to bring some good news. For that, first, I'd like to know at least the current situation of Towagumi and Sasasuka. And should I try asking Imaizumi and Kuma-san. In any case, I need to tell Imaizumi about what happened last night. I'll try to bring good news. I told Yogo this with a sense of hope. Hi. Then I'll check the multi-story parking garage. Leave the multi-story parking lot to me. Okay, thanks. So Imaizumi and Kuma-san. Okay, those are our targets. Oops. Accidentally pressed button on the controller. Alright, finally we can leave. Yeah, bye-bye. So let's go to the police station. Is it here? Yes, Yodobashi Station. Still not Yodoyabashi. Yodoyabashi is in Osaka. It's still less crowded as ever today. But now I'll talk to the reception and ask them to call Kuma-san. So I called the receptionist and asked them to call Kuma-san. Soon after, as usual, he came overlooking nonchalant. Sorry to keep you waiting, Jinguji-kun. But I was surprised so early this morning. Sorry, called you too early. This morning I left Sasasuka in Kuma-san's care. Okay, so we already met today. Sasasuka followed my advice and turned himself in, but since then is Sasasuka's investigation into Sasasuka, is it progressing? So far Sasasuka has been only accused of forgery and embezzling of official documents, or he's confessed to them, I guess. What about Tova Group and Airi? Still hasn't said much about that stuff. If he doesn't tell me, it's difficult to investigate. Is it difficult to do with the materials we have right now? I intend to pursue the fact that he was entertained by the Tova Group, but the fraud will be difficult to prove, I guess. So Kumano is asking, will you report Fuse or his crime to the police? Unless beyond Sasasuka deceiving Fuse, the extent of the damage is unclear. Unless she's pursued for fraud, it seems unlikely that Airi will become the subject of police investigation. At least she won't be pursued as the culprit. So also regarding Yonaguni, it seems unlikely that investigation will get any further. Maybe Sasasuka is not telling the police because he fears retaliation from the Tova-gumi. Sasasuka turned himself in so that the police could give him temporary shelter. I guess it's fine, he can stay with the police until the dust settles. The police are not a place to run to. Sorry, I left it up to you. Sorry, I guess I'm, burdening you with it or something. In any case, since the police came to the police, I intend to pursue it thoroughly. Leave Sasasuka to us. Oh, please. I will cooperate with the investigation with the best of my ability. So let me know if you need anything. Oh. Okay, that wasn't a very informative conversation. I raised my hand to Puma and left Yodobashi station. Okay, fine, let's go to talk to the Mafia. Maybe they have more useful information. The Mafia is always more helpful than the authorities. Meiji chocolate. Chocolate. So they led me back to the office again and whatever. So I entered the room. Iwaizumi gave me a smile that seemed a bit long awaited. I don't know what that means. I'll be waiting for you, Jinguji-san. Okay, I have to protect my butthole. I get the impression. It's like, why would you protect your butthole? I reported on yesterday's investigation to Imaizumi. Land on Ward Office Street was speculated on because Sasasuka and his friends lied and said it was the planned site for the subway station exit. Fuse was completely fooled by it. Then, and one of the perpetrators, Sasasuka, turned himself to the police. Fuck the police, coming straight from the underground. It seems that the planned location for the subway station exit, like Iris specified the locations for them. The reason she chose those is to pit Tova Group against Meiji. If that's the truth, then they're really making fun of us. Imaizumi's eyes lit up for a moment. I heard that Airi introduced Yonaguni to Fuse. It seems highly likely that Airi and Yonaguni conspired to deceive Fuse. Surely, but get on with it. Imaizumi tilted his head, not understanding what's going on. Why would they go to such lengths? After hearing what Jinguji-san had to say, I understood what Utawagumi is like. So was that, or did something happen? Now, Fuse is desperately searching for Airi. Is that so? It seems Airi has disappeared after all. Well, duh. So that will be according to her plan from the beginning or something. So what about Fuse? Like Sasasuka quitting and turning himself to the police, like, does he know? He's probably starting to suspect it was a scam and he's furious. I wonder what Fuse will do from now on. In this case, Fuse is in a position to be, called the victim, but I don't think he'll go to the police and say he was deceived by Sasasuka. Yeah, I don't think so. Even if he just does that, it won't help recover the money spent on the land speculation. If the Yakuza complains they've been deceived by a regular person, it will only bring shame upon themselves. Yeah, for being retarded. Whether the development plan is a lie or not, Tawagumi will be able to collect the money they owe or will not be. I'm not quite sure which, but I don't think they will be getting all their money back. Yeah, Tawagumi will not forgive Fuse for making such a blunder. It would be better if he was just be demoted or something. Okay, I have to go check on my son. Sorry, I am back. My son woke up. I sort of hoped he would go back to sleep, but nope, he's here on my lap again. So I guess for Fuse it will result in loss of status or something even worse. So the beneficiality of a thing has taken a turn for the worse or something. He muttered in a cold tone. So Imaizumi says, I would like to follow the movements of the Trova group for a while. It looks like, well, Jinguji says, looks like I won't be investigating Trova group anymore. Imaizumi says, I agree. For now, let's end our cooperation. Jinguji says, it helped me a lot in this case. If there's anything comes up, I'll be counting on you. Yeah, I'll be waiting for you, Jinguji-san. Okay. I raised my hand to Imaizumi and left the Meijigumi office. So we've been to Yodobashi police station and Meijigumi. At the moment, I can't see any evidence that would prevent Yonaguni from attending the shareholders' meeting. Should we turn to Yonaguni himself for questioning? Okay, sounds intriguing. Let's go somewhere else. Oops. Yeah, his office is just down the street. Let's do save. So I went in front of Yonaguni's office building. Tawagumi, Yonaguni, and Airi, can we pursue a three-way relationship? Ménage à trois. In order to prevent Yonaguni from attending the general shareholders meeting, they want. I want to get somehow him to acknowledge his relationship with Tawagumi, but can we go inside finally? Ooh, is this the first time we've been here? Is this Yonaguni's office? The place had a bright and clean feel that was somewhat different from the chaotic atmosphere outside. Oh, hello. And who are you? She asks. A woman appeared from the back. This woman. It's not Aire in disguise, is she? Is it? Ah, she's probably Nishizawa Mio that Yoko had mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, I do sort of recall that they had some other employee. Is she Aire in disguise? I don't think so. So what can I do for you? Is Yonaguni here? Do you have an appointment? If you could tell them I was here. When I was about to say it, a loud noise was heard from the back. Oh, Fuse. Doesn't look happy. In the back of the office, Fuse and Yonaguni were seen interacting together. I didn't know Fuse had also come here. While I was busy with Nishizawa, I listened closely to the conversation between Fuse and Yonaguni. So really, you really don't know this Airi woman, Fuse is saying. Yes, I have no idea. Apparently Fuse is questioning Airi and or questioning Yonaguni about Airi. Fuse is looking for her whereabouts. Yeah, I was told he's looking for her. It's no wonder he decided to visit Yonaguni, since Airi introduced them. Yonaguni says, I don't know any woman like that you're talking about. So is she supposed to be my acquaintance? I didn't say that, but she seemed to know about this company. We have been advertising it, so maybe that's how she knew about it. If you don't mind, shall I try to contact the woman? Huh? You're looking for her, aren't you, Fuse-san? If so, I'll cooperate. If I find any information on that woman who fits the description, I'll let you know. Is that okay? Fuse is saying. I'm indebted to you, Fuse-san. I'd be honored to be of your service. Yes, Fuse's expression softened at when he said that or something. I don't know. I see. Then I'll leave it to you. Okay, leave it to me. Yonaguni nodded with a very sincere look on his face. Pretending to offer a helping hand to the person he pushed down. That's kind of him. Fuse says, I looked into Iris' previous employer, but it seems she lied about her identity over there too. Name and address. I don't know her name and address, I guess real name. Oh, that's troubling. I'll look into it myself as well. If I find anything, I'll contact Fuse-san immediately. Thanks. Fuse asking what happened to that thing at the parking lot. Everything is going smoothly. Is that so? What happened? Oh, nothing. I think it's gonna be okay. Fuse's tone hinted at anxiety, but he shook his head. I guess they still don't have any proof they were scammed. It hadn't been long since Airi had disappeared and Sasasuka had gone to the police. So they are currently investigating the situation to see what's going on. Well, Fuse says, then I'll ask you to do a few things. Hi. Okay. So Yonaguni sees him off and Fuse came over to the entrance where I was. You bastard. As soon as Fuse noticed me, he glared at me with murderous eyes. Let's glare back. He glared at me with murderous intent, not murderous incense. Hey, why are you here? He glared at me but didn't try to lay a hand on me. Probably because Meiji-gumi made the Togagumi promise not to lay hands on me. Do you know him? Yonaguni asks. Why is he here? Is someone related to Iwasho Real Estate? Probably about that incident. This. So he stuck his head in that. Fuse says, be careful, this guy has the backing of the Meiji-gumi. Meiji-gumi means Yakuza. Yonaguni glanced at me as if it was the first time he had heard of it. Because if you know about this guy, it doesn't seem that strange. Is that so? I'll be careful. Yonaguni nodded solemnly and Fuse glared at me again. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. Fuse left Yonaguni's office with an exasperated stomp. Jinguji-san, you have connections with members of the Yakuza, don't you? You too, what about that guy? That person is from a real estate company called Tozai Real Estate. Are you playing dumb? He must be a senior member of Togagumi. Is that so? It's the first time I've heard that. He has chutzpah. So Jinguji seems very knowledgeable about these kinds of people. Is he gonna pretend not to know that Fuse is a Yakuza? This is probably in consideration of the upcoming general shareholders meeting. Yeah. It seems Yonaguni intends to attend the shareholders meeting after all. If you're a customer, may I show you to the back? She asks. No, it's fine here. Can you call DB for me? When Nishizawa disappeared in the back, DB appeared in front of us as if to take her place. So when he saw me, he silently bowed. So what's the matter with you today? How did you manage to come all the way here? You said before that if you found out anything, you'd tell me. So that's what I came here to tell you, or maybe we promised to tell him. Is that true? So what sort of thing is that? About Torvagumi, I guess we have to tell. I'm a bit sus because we have the option. Are you gonna insist you don't know anything about the Torvagumi? Yeah, I never heard of the name. Tosai Real Estate is a front company for the Torvagumi. Is that so? It's my first time hearing about it. Seems he has no intention of, I guess, admitting any dealings with the Torva Group or approving, I don't know. Would you approve a relationship with Tosai Real Estate? Well, recently, because I met with them or something. So I heard you sold them land on the Ward Office streets. You know very well. There were such transactions. You were asked to do the land grab, right? So yeah, so he acknowledges that much. If he doesn't acknowledge his ties to the Yakuza, there's no disruption to the general shareholders meeting, like. Okay, we have many options. So Torva Group, general shareholders meeting. General shareholder. Sounds like a bad guy in some Saturday morning cartoon. So the purpose of the shareholders meeting is the multi-story parking lot owned by Iwasho Real Estate, right? The parking lot was mentioned earlier in the conversation with Fuse, but you heard? But that's not about the Iwasho parking lot. It's a different parking lot? Yes. So what's your purpose in the meeting? I think I've said it to you before. Yonaguni turned his gaze towards DB. This is to get the executive personal proposals approved at the general shareholders meeting. At the upcoming general shareholders meeting, Mr. Iwamoto will become executive director. DB repeated the exact same lines he had used before. It seems they intend to go along with the pretense after all. Do you understand? So Yonaguni doesn't seem to recall such a purpose or aim. So they are not willing to admit that the true motive is the multi-story parking lot. Um, but the station construction plan. I questioned Yonaguni about the plans to build the Kabukicho station. What's that about? He still pretended not to know. So, why did you buy the land on Ward Office Street? It was a request from Tosa Real Estate. So, doesn't know about the plan, is that it? I see, the person who admitted to the relationship with Tosa Real Estate. So, I guess this is a precaution to that. To insist that Tosai Real Estate wanted it after all. About Airi. I thought you told Fuse that you didn't know anything about this woman named Airi. Yeah, I don't know. As I told you before. Zombie sounds. Are you also searching for that woman, Jinguji-san? Is that so? I hope you find her. Yonaguni and Airi have to be complicit. But he's just saying this, or not saying anything else. I guess there's no woman named Airi anywhere anymore. I guess she's changed her name. The woman of the night with a false identity. That woman. Then? Is that all you can tell me? The only thing that Yonaguni has acknowledged is the land that has already been acquired. The purpose of the general shareholders meeting is the multi-story car park, and they haven't acknowledged that. So the relationship with Tawagumi, they Soso said that Fuse had encouraged him to ask for help, or Fuse asked his help, I guess. That's it. So the way Fuse was acting, the acquisition funds haven't been withdrawn from Tokai Real Estate yet. What are you talking about? As usual, he played dumb. I'm amazed he can remain so calm even though Fuse is beginning to realize the fraud. Is that also part of the plan? Keikaku. Part of the Keikaku, and Keikaku means plan. Even if Sasasuka had escaped as planned, Fuse would have noticed the fraud. Acquisition funds have been paid in full and handed over to Yonaguni. Since the things have progressed this far, it's probably too late to ask for it back. Whatever happens, there'll be no impediments to his plans. Sorry for interrupting. So I turn my back to Yonaguni. If you like, please come again. I'll be waiting. Okay. I'll be right back. I'll get some toys from us. Okay, I'm back. So I didn't respond and left the office. In the end, I couldn't pursue Yonaguni. Feeling angry, I walked out of the office building. Can't be helped, let's go report the current situation to Kurita. I wish I could bring some good news. Kurita. So let's go to Kurita's office. Office. Jinguji-san. When I visited the office, Kurita seemed eager to greet me. Feels like it's been a long time since we met. Standing before the client I had to serve, I felt a renewed sense of responsibility. Excuse me that my report is late. So has there been any progress in the investigation? Well, the truth about the land speculation has become clear. I'll let you know. I reported the investigation over the past few days. Series of land grabs, a scam orchestrated by Yonaguni to get Tovagumi to provide funds for land acquisition. And the true purpose of the scam was likely the acquisition of their multi-story parking garage. They really have to go to such lengths for a multi-story parking garage. When I told him the story, Kurita shook his head in disbelief. Yonaguni admitted he had engaged in land speculation at the request of Tosa Real Estate, but he didn't even admit that he was asked to buy the multi-story car park. Is that so? Tosa Real Estate is he pretended not to know that Tosa Real Estate is a Tova Group front company. Then given the current circumstances, doesn't seem like they can refuse to attend the general, or they cannot be refused from attending the meeting. He slumped his shoulders. I'll be right back. So he slumped his shoulders slightly. And else, it hasn't been proven clearly that Tova Group is behind Tosa Real Estate. And since it's not possible to prove that Tovagumi has any connection to Yonaguni. So it would be difficult to refuse him from attending the meeting. So about the goals of Yonaguni. So his goal, he's aiming for the multi-story car park, not for the sake of Tova Group or others, but for his own sake. The reason they got Yonaguni involved was to get them to provide the funds for the acquisition. So the Yakuza are his wallet. Probably are like very unfortunate. I don't know. It's an apt expression. It's true that Yonaguni probably thinks of Fuse a little more than a wallet. So paying for what he's his pay piggy. Yeah, so he's paying for what he wants. Furthermore, they also understand that Fuse wouldn't report it to the police that he was deceived. So they're taking him lightly. Well, he does seem quite dumb and violent, so that can be dangerous. So ownership. Even if Yonaguni were able to acquire the multi-story parking garage at the shareholders meeting, it would be handed over to Tosa Real Estate later. So I'm sure that's what Fuse has requested for him to do. In that case, Yonaguni will be the owner for a short period of time only. Can you think of any merit in that? So, while you have ownership, you can freely use and dispose of the land and the buildings. Within the bounds of the law, of course. I see. So what's the goal here? I don't see what benefit such a right would be just to have possession of it temporarily. Like if he wants to park his car, a rental space would be enough. I don't know if it's a joke. Of course, that's not what they're aiming for. Probably has to be the multi-story car park has some reason, of course. Because it has a reason. So his Yonaguni's goal, ownership, multi-story. I don't know, let's talk about the goal again then. He's not targeting the car park only for the benefit of Tova Group, but himself. Yeah, so he got involved with Tova Group to get the funds. So it's the wallet, yeah, okay, it's the same. Okay, let's go here again. So the multi-story car park. Come on, we know it was owned by Kobayakawa-san. Yeah, now he's saying. Tsutomu thought that the side of the multi-story parking garage belonged to Kobayakawa-san. What if it were to fall into someone else's hands without Kobayakawa's consent? Kurita bit his lip. He said that Koba gave the land or the parking lot 15 years ago in order to save Iwasho Real Estate from bankruptcy. Chairman Iwamoto says he has kept the land to repay the debts. Kobayakawa-san has taken Tsutomu's wishes into consideration and become a shareholder of Iwasho Real Estate. And yet Kobayakawa-san regained the rights to the land. Kurita spoke with regret as if it was he was talking about himself. Kurita is now working to fulfill the wishes of his close friend Chairman Iwamoto. Chairman Mao. Not just Kurita, the same goes for people at Iwasho Real Estate. So me too, somehow I want to make the wish come true, but what's this? About power of attorney. So the proxy. So about the power of attorney or proxy for the general shareholder meeting. So nobody has backed out so far. So and Yonaguni remains the designated proxy. And the largest shareholder Kinue-san, yeah. So I actually met with Kinue yesterday, Kurita says. It ended up being a complete failure. It would have been no use for Kurita to speak. I guess it was a waste for him to speak. However, Chairman Iwamoto's second wife, Kinue, she is very indifferent towards late Chairman Iwamoto. Just because the chairman's friend showed up, there's no way she'd take him seriously. Tsutomu was always thinking about the company and didn't seem to care much about his family. I think it's inevitable that Kinue ended up like that, but Tsutomu deeply regretted it before he died. So he left a legacy or inheritance as apology. So about the inheritance of Kinue. Will Chairman Iwamoto leave Kinue inheritance as an apology, or did he leave it, I guess? Yeah. But even after receiving the inheritance, she was still like that. Kurita lowered his eyes sadly. What did Chairman Iwamoto leave for Kinue? Sorry. I guess he can't still tell us. So he can't tell us, yeah. So can't be helped. He probably has confidentiality obligation to her. Of course he does. But it does, I don't know, intrigue me or something. What sort of inheritance did he leave for her? So for now, the report, I guess this is all the report I can make right now. I just happened to see Twitter open. There's an Leonard and Joni stream uncensored Epstein file. So is there some of that actually being released? Interesting if that's the case. Always seems to happen on a Wednesday because my Tuesday is on a Tuesday. So after that something happens because last week it was the Hong Kong fire. Anyways, let's go back to the game. Let's clarify the situation. Oh, we get to think. Okay, let's do a save. Inference time. So the real estate shareholders meeting is just around the corner. So day after tomorrow. Let's briefly summarize the situation regarding the Ivasha Real Estate General Shareholders Meeting that we know so far. It all started when Kurita sensed something suspicious happening before the General Shareholders Meeting. So his hunch was correct. So Yonaguni lobbied the shareholders and acted as their agent or proxy. So what percentage of voting rights does he have right now? Well, that's 51%. So Yonaguni has the biggest share of the voting rights right now, or the biggest impact, I guess. Okay. So of course it's Kinoe's votes because he has her votes. So let's see. It said that the shareholders can also propose agenda items at the general shareholders meeting. Perhaps Yonaguni's goal is so what is he expected to do at this shareholders meeting? Opposition to Shunsuke Iwamoto's promotion, like proposal to sell the multi-story parking lot, support for Shunsuke Iwamoto's promotion, and nothing specific. I like this option. Like, he's going through all this trouble just to do nothing. He just wants to go to the meeting. It's like, yo, listen to me. Whoa, dude. So I guess it's sell the parking lot. The problem is the multi-story parking garage. My son is trying to take my controller from me. Okay, let's give him another controller. Hopefully it appeases him. Ooh. Okay, at least now he's distracted by the control. No, not for long. So, original owner of the land, who originally owned the land where the multi-story car park is located, of course, Koba-san. So, is this roughly the case? I think so. There's no doubt about this idea. Right now, Yonaguni holds 51% of the voting rights. The fact that Kinoa, the largest shareholder, appointed Yonaguni as the proxy played a major role in it. The purpose of Yonaguni is probably to sell the multi-story parking garage, and then he will be buying it. Multi-story parking lot is an asset of Ivasho Real Estate. Ivasho Real Estate, which once refused to sell Yonaguni that. So if the proposal is approved at the shareholders meeting, the company will likely be forced to sell the parking garage. Of course, shareholders cannot specify who to sell their shares to. So if there was restriction that it had to be sold within a certain period, the buyers are limited, it would be easier for Yonaguni to buy it. But bumhole. TP for my bumhole. Looking at Kurita in front of me, he seemed to be pondering the current situation. So why is Yonaguni going for some such lengths for temporary ownership of the parking lot? Eating a lot of bread here with this piggy. After the stream, have to cook like more proper food, but right now he really likes his bread. So what's this? I wonder if Kurita has any ideas. In that case, Jinguji-san. If you don't mind, could you please find out why? Like, why is Yonaguni targeting the parking lot? Yeah. It seemed that Kurita was thinking the same thing as me. I have no choice but to investigate. Really, that's your job. That's something you should have investigated a long time ago. To confirm whether the purpose of the shareholders meeting was really the garage or the parking lot. If that's the case, I have to go look for anything that we can do to prevent the sale. I understand. I'll try everything I can. General shareholders meeting is scheduled to be held day after tomorrow, the 24th, starting at 1 p.m. If possible, do it by then. Honestly, I don't have the time. The client Kurita has not given up yet. I'll also do my best to achieve it. With Kurita seeing me off, I left Kurita's office. So I came out to the office. But now, I have no idea what Yonaguni's purpose is in targeting the parking lot. Come on, it's diamonds. Ashes and diamonds. Or maybe there's ash. There's the ashes of the old necromancer that he wants to resurrect. Wait, wrong game. Anyway, I'll talk to people who have something to do with parking space. I guess I'll do a save, but of course has to be Kobasan. That's one. It was the kitty cat. One location on this map, but it's disappeared now, I think. Little cat, the cabaret. So is Kobasan here? I looked around the park, but there was no sign of Kobasan. Small park with public toilets, benches. Overall feeling is dirty, not hygienic. Okay, so he's not here. Or any of my homeless pals or homeless adjacent pals, like the kid who does volunteer work. How about this park? So is Kobasan here? I looked around searching for Kobasan, but there's no sign of anyone who looked like Koba. He's not here. Alright. Where else could Kobasan be? Let's go into the real estate office since it's just next to it, even though I don't know if this have any meaning at all, these distances, but at least it makes psychologically feels better that so nearby. Okay, well, there's this guy. Jinguji-san, thank you. Company President Oshiro was at the reception. I heard about it from Kurita. Apparently, the purpose of the Yonaguni shareholders meeting is to visit our multi-story parking garage. Yeah. Or take it, I guess. If you don't mind, could I talk to you about that? Jinguji asks. Oshiro glanced at his watch and then replied to me. Just a little while. Looks like he's busy. Let's get it done quickly. So, Yonaguni. Okay, let's see. Yonaguni apparently offered to buy the parking lot about 2 months ago. But you had no connection with him before that. Yeah, it's the first time we met was 2 months ago. Maybe that's a lie. So about the parking lot. You said that the parking garage has no value other than the relatively good location. Yeah. As you can see, it's just a regular parking lot. So don't see anything strange about that. Its only distinctive feature is that it faces the board office street and the adjacent to the park. Has anything happened there in the past? What do you mean? Did anything unusual happen? That's right, that parking lot has been there for 13 years. They had trouble with customers, drunk people, and gangsters causing trouble there. Yeah, I had some trouble with the homeless people in the park next door. So all sorts of stuff. But like the gangsters, could there be gangster time? Gangster diamonds. Can't I say anything, just hearing this information. From now, it's something like this. Jinguji-san. So Oshiro looked at me and said in a prayerful tone. Is that a word, prayerful? Multi-story parking lot is an important place for at the Ibasho real estates. May be hard for others to understand, but we don't hold on to the place. The land is A place Chairman Iwamoto said he wanted to consider using together with Kobayakawa-san. Oshiro has previously said that he wants to carry on Iwamoto's wishes. There's no way Oshiro would consider handing over the parking lot to someone else. Excuse me, I have to go fill my son's water bottle. All right. So yeah, he wouldn't hand over the parking lot. So I hope I can help Oshiro and the others as well. Well then, okay. He glanced at his watch again. And please carry out the investigation. Thank you for sharing the story with me. Okay, I left the Iwasha real estate with Oshiro seeing me off. Almost, okay? So where to next? Who else would know something about Shunsuke? Is a long shot. Can we go inside? Okay, no reason. Okay, fine. Okay, so what next? Ah, yeah, there's homeless people in front of the station, the train station at the time. So let's see, check out this place. Many people walking quickly. Office workers, office ladies, blah blah blah. So okay, no, not even looking for anything here. It's not gonna be any of these. Do I have to go back to those parks? Let's go to the parking lot. See if there's maybe Kobayagawa is like admiring the land. It's so beautiful. Oh my god. So it's the 5-story parking garage thingy. So it's a slight sense of age. Okay. Let's go to the park again then, because now we talked to Oshiro. Maybe something has changed. Like my favorite game mechanic. Yeah, my favorite game mechanic. That, first you have to do A. You wanna do A, but then you have to do B for whatever reason and with no indication. But anyways, we are here now. He's here. Jinguji-san. So Koba was in the park. Apparently he'd been chatting with homeless people up until now. He gave the homeless man a quick wave and walked over to me. I wonder if he's currently volunteering to help the homeless. Rather than volunteering, it felt like they were good friends. It's not surprising since Koba had been living here as a homeless person until this. There's something I'd want to ask you. So what's that? Kobayagawa says actually have an appointment with Inoue-san soon. Inoue? Yeah, I'm going to the house of to offer incense to Mr. Iwamoto and his friends. Okay. So he's going to Kinoya's apartment. Maybe they were in cahoots all along. They were secret lovers. It's a good opportunity. Shall I jump on board? I would like to meet Kinoya and hear her story, but if I go alone, I might be turned away if I continue acting like this. But if we take advantage of Koba-san's promise... Koba, can I join you? If you could, and tell me a story along the way. Oh, okay. I don't mind. Yeah, he doesn't mind, but she might. Koba nodded good-naturedly. So we left the park and passed by the multi-story parking garage. So what do you want to ask? About the land on the parking lot. So he used to own the land where the parking garage is located long ago. Forever is only for about 1 year. I bought it when it was on sale as a vacant lot. Certainly, he had plans to build a company building on the land back in the day. But in the end, it was never built and the land was transferred to Iwasho Real Estate to save them from bankruptcy. Is there anything that could happened on the land? What's that? Yeah, so for example, is there some story behind it? You mean like ghosts? I've never heard anything like that in particular, he said. If Yonaguni really wants this land, I'm sure there's a reason for it. For now, the story seems to be related. Like, the story won't come out, I guess. That's, significant here. Well, this place holds a special place in my heart. Baba squinted his eyes and looked up at the parking garage. I remember a time when everyone at work was excitedly talking about building our own building. That time I was really happy. It was my dream to have my own building. Papa had said this before. He said he wanted to create a place for everyone in the company. Except that one guy, Steve, that he's an asshole, he has to stay outside. Employees at the time were already scattered or something. I guess by the bankruptcy, probably what happened back then may have led to his attachment to the land. No man can own the land. So regarding the visit, the chairman's house, today is the first time I visited Iwamoto's house, or I will visit Iwamoto's house, he says. I never thought be visiting after he passed away. Said that Koba was a friend of Chairman Iwamoto and had business relationship with him. But Koba went missing 15 years ago and Chairman Iwamoto passed away without ever being able to reunite with him. So really sorry about what happened to Iwamoto. He was looking for me, but he never contacted me. So Koba was homeless and came back to Shinjuku 2 years ago, but he didn't show himself in front of the chairman. He thought that if he went to meet him now that he was homeless, it would be a problem for the chairman. So he didn't want to see Mr. Iwamoto's pained face. I think I was just cowardly, he says. I would say he was retarded, but I have to apologize, Mr. Iwamoto, for that. Apparently, Koba-san is going to Chairman Iwamoto's house to offer incense. Yes, yes, we know all this. Share share thoughts in front of the Buddha, like I hope I can convey them properly. Okay. About Yonaguni, have you heard the name Yonaguni before? Don't remember. When you owned the land here, was there ever an offer to buy it? No particular talk about that. For now, something like this. Uh, that's right, Jinguji-san. He smiled at me as if he just remembered something. Uh, the people at Iwasha Real Estate are saying something that makes me happy. What's that? We want to think together how to use the land in the future. And that's the old dream is coming true. So they want to build a building, I guess. So Koba spoke with a gleam in his eyes. So does he not know that this place might be sold? Iwamoto-san passed away, but I feel like I can make my dreams come true together with Iwamoto, and I'm happy. Zombo. Just tell me about your former co-worker that stole your money. I want to know more about him. I looked up at the parking garage in front of me. This place holds many memories for Koba-san and his colleagues. I think Chairman Iwamoto understood this and wanted to work with Koba to find a way to use it. Now that the chairman is gone, the people at Iwasha Real Estate are trying to make it happen. So, but Koba-san has been found and everybody's feelings are starting to connect. So I don't want it to break. Never. Okay, we are at the apartment. So Mr. Koba and I were talking and arrived at Chairman Iwamoto's apartment in Western Shinjuku. Okay, maybe I will end the stream here for today. My son is, I don't know, beyond bored probably already, so I should go fix some proper food and spend some time with him. But I hope we can figure out what's the inheritance that she gained, because that's probably going to be relevant somehow. But anyways, I am Adventure Argonaut, and I thank you for watching. And yeah, we still didn't manage to finish the game because there's lots of bloody blah. But anyways, bye bye.